hand sanitizer with your free bonus. A 30-count bottle of Immune Booster valued at $39.95. Remember to enter GCN at checkout, and the bonus is yours free. 2020safe.net.
Show for Quat.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day. Uh-oh.
Is that what I thought it was?
As long as you don't think it was me running over a sprinkler head, then no, it wasn't.
Oh, brother.
Don't worry about it. I'll just add it to the honey-do list.
If you had signed up for Mike Scott Plumbing's irrigation package in the first place, you wouldn't have to do anything.
What? Mike Scott Plumbing does irrigation too?
Yeah. I told you they have packages where they take care of everything.
Yeah, but I broke it, so they're not going to cover that.
But with their annual irrigation maintenance plans, you never have to pay for another service charge or broken sprinkler head ever again, regardless of the fault.
So that means I break it, they fix it.
That's what I said, Mr. Genius.
Okay, you win. How do I sign up?
I thought you'd never ask. Call Mike Scott Plumbing today and ask about their irrigation maintenance plans. 237-2888. That's 237-2888.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene and Debbie thank you for another successful year and to wish you and yours a year ahead full of health, faith, and compassion. In addition to our pasture mowing, we also offer fence line spraying for weed control and rototilling for your winter gardens. We are family owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm ready. Powell Gene, Gene at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first Wednesday of each month at 9:30 to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
We face choices every day. Some are unimportant, some are life-changing. What about the choices you make every day? Take the stairs or the elevator, baked or fried. What if your choices meant you are likely to die of heart disease this year? Palm Garden of Ocala is here for you when recovering from a hospital stay. With Palm Garden's Fast Track program and state-of-the-art facility, we have skilled nursing, therapy, and everything you'd expect for the best in care. Call 352-854-6262 for more information.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. I'll be honest with you. Eating your weight in fried pickles twice is not a bad thing. I just want to be on the record with that. It's a vegetable. It's a cucumber that's been pickled. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It is time for the Marion County Commission's bi-weekly gathering here at the show. Alex Abashan is here with us.
Thanks for
he
having
works
me.
in the Public Information Office for the County Commission. Okay, let me get something cleared up. The commissioners are scared of me, aren't they?
The commissioners are very busy.
They're
commissioners
scared of
have a
Carl Zalek,
very busy
frightened.
calendar to keep.
Jeff Gold, scared. Kathy Bryant, frightened.
I unfortunately cannot
Craig
speak to
Curry,
the commissioners.
shivers. Michelle Stone, probably the greatest human being I know, not named Susan.
We had the opportunity to film a little video with Michelle Stone the other day featuring some of our animal services puppies. It was very nice.
I know Michelle's not scared to talk to me. I could call Michelle right now while we're live on the air. She'd answer her phone. But
no, I can't speak to the commissioner's private feelings regarding you, but I can speak to the busyness of their calendars.
They are busy. Michelle though did appoint me to the Marion County Historical Commission though, so I work at the pleasure of Commissioner Stone on the Marion County Historical Commission. I've always wanted to say that. You know how people say, I work at the pleasure of the president? Mm-hmm. I work at the pleasure of Commissioner Stone.
That sounds good.
Alex, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm getting settled into the county now. I've been here a little while.
But yesterday was a bad day for you.
Was it?
You were not able to go to your local internet cafe and do any gambling or anything.
Well, the internet cafes are still open.
Oh, 100%. Jeff Gold, Commissioner, the county chair, Jeff Gold, said, we're not closing internet cafes. We're just closing the loophole that gives them the ability to have simulated gaming.
Correct. Simulated gaming devices are prohibited in unincorporated Marion County effective yesterday.
Yeah. I know this because there's a simulated gaming operation on Northeast Jacksonville Road that, by the way, was robbed recently. Mm-hmm. Armed robbed recently. Guy walked in, African-American guy walked in with a mask on, a gun, held people at gunpoint, and robbed the place, which is exactly what the sheriff went to the county commission and said, that's the kind of thing we need to stop. And the best way to stop it is by closing the gambling operations at these internet cafes. But I want to make it clear, the cafes are not closed. The simulated gaming operations at these cafes are closed.
Yes, the gaming devices, the way the ordinance reads, each gaming device will be subject to a $250 fine, and any owner or employee who is found to be operating 5 or more simulated gaming devices concurrently would be subject to criminal penalties.
Let me ask this question, because I'm devil's advocate again. How much thought was given to adopting an ordinance like they have in Bellevue versus adopting the ordinance that just shut down the gaming altogether?
This is something that was very carefully considered by the board, and Commission Chairman Gold laid it out pretty clearly in this week's continuance and the initial public meeting 2 weeks ago, that this is not a new topic. This is a public safety concern that was brought to the commission by the sheriff. This has been an ongoing problem with the sheriff and the county commission for several years. And it was the unanimous decision of the county commission that the best way to go forward would be to prohibit these devices and remove the largest source of attraction for violent crime, which seems to be the large amounts of cash on hand related to these simulated gaming devices.
Large amounts of cash on hand, simulated gaming devices, all inside of businesses in Bellevue. Crime is almost non-existent now because it's regulated with armed security guards. They've made the owners get armed security guards, made them start paying taxes on what they're doing. They've made it a above-board game instead of a in the shadows game, which, by the way, all 40 that operate in Marion County unincorporated were in the shadows. It was a lot of the sheriff. I've talked to the sheriff about this. A lot of times you don't know who owns the place. Mm-hmm. It could be a dummy corporation that's followed up by another dummy corporation that's followed up by a dummy corporation. So it's very hard to track down who owns these businesses to hold people accountable. I understand that, but what do you say to people in this time where unemployment, because of the COVID-19 and all, you're putting people that work at these places and all, they provide a service, they make a paycheck, they're now out of work. What are you saying to the people that are now out of work?
Businesses in Marion County are hiring. That's something we heard from the CEP this week. Unemployment in Marion County is well below the state of Florida's average, and the state of Florida is well below the national average. You can check out the CEP's job resources on the CEP's website. They list dozens of businesses that are actively hiring on their website, and privately, the CEP's conversations with local employers, everyone we talk to as far as medium to large employers is actively hiring in Marion County. So if you're looking for a job,
you can find one.
There are jobs available.
This is not
a regulation issue. This is not an issue where the county isn't getting its fair share or getting its cut.
That's not what the county. So of course those issues are there.
Those issues exist, but that isn't the primary. That isn't the primary concern. That isn't the concern that led to this regulation being put in place.
A public safety issue could be alleviated by armed security guards and regulation instead of outlawing. It could happen because they've shown it's happened in Bellevue.
That was not the opinion of the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Billy's wrong this
time.
I will tell Billy. Billy's wrong this time. Bellevue has shown that it can be regulated and crime-free if it's done correctly. I understand why they did it. By the way, I don't like the seedy place that was right near my house, so I'm not against what the county commission did. I just know that there was an alternative that I think would have been a better alternative. Now, I'm just one person.
The businesses in Bellevue will still be there.
Right. I'm just one person. We've driven. What you've done is now given the opportunity to the businesses in Bellevue to make a lot of money, and the city of Bellevue to make a lot of money if people travel. I know for a fact I play poker a lot. There are regulated poker gaming rooms in Orange Lake and in Oxford. I make the trip to one or the other. One's 17 miles from my house, one's 23 miles from my house. If I had a poker room a mile from my house, I'd go there. But I don't, so I travel. People that don't, just because these gaming places are outlawed in the Marion County Unincorporated, people are still going to go to Bellevue and play these games. I have no doubt in that. Let's talk about something that we do agree on, and it's how good the county is doing the vaccination process.
Absolutely.
I mean, 1,409 people vaccinated in a 24-hour period. We need to be the blueprint for the country.
This week, we scheduled double the appointments for vaccination that we scheduled last week. We had scheduled about 3,400 appointments for vaccination last week here at the Paddock Mall. And if you hadn't gotten the opportunity to come by and just see how the vaccination operation is running here at Paddock Mall, it's worth coming by and seeing, because it is so efficient and professional and well run and well operated, and people are in and out in well under an hour. We moved from 3,500 appointments scheduled last week to about 6,500 scheduled this week. We've increased the hours at Paddock Mall facility this week, scheduling appointments from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., and we have the staff to support it. Staff are scheduled from 7 to 8.
Great partnerships brought this together.
Correct. Partnerships between the city of Ocala, Marion County, Advent Health, Paddock Mall, Marion County Sheriff's Office, Ocala Fire. We have trained paramedics on staff that are part of our monitoring process. Of course, after you receive a vaccine, you've got that 15 to 30-minute observation window. We haven't had anything go wrong, but those paramedics are on hand in case there is an adverse reaction to a vaccine, which is, of course, possible. Of course, we've got nurses, CNAs, trained medical professionals throughout the process. The registration, the entire vaccination process here is incredible. And I know a lot of people are going to be very relieved to hear that we are once again scheduling pre-registration for vaccine appointments. That's something that had been shut down.
Yeah, because you got 50,000
early January. We opened it in late December and got 50,000 people in 3 days.
Exactly.
Now the state of Florida, the Florida Department of Health has rolled out a new pre-registration system, and this is now available for residents to take advantage of. You can head to our website at marionflcovid.org to find more information about that. You can also head to our Facebook page at Marion County, Florida, facebook.com/Marion County, Florida, and we have all the information there about how you can get registered. You can do it via their web portal. You can do it over the phone. And the great thing about that is it's a statewide web portal, but we're still handling the appointment registrations in Marion County. The staff at the Florida Department of Health in Marion County and our support staff at the county, Marion County government, those are the people that are scheduling the appointments, and that's important because we pay a very close eye to spouses, people that can get scheduled at the same time. We make sure that they have the same kind of the same appointment scheduled at the same time. We ensure that they're able to get that follow-up appointment. Of course, for these 2-dose vaccines, you've got to have that 21-day or 28-day follow-up appointment within a certain window. We verify that we can make that work before we schedule that appointment. So to have that done locally is very important. But we now have this additional state resource that allows us a more robust option to get people pre-registered so that we can expand that
servers
list.
Might not crash near as easy because you have a more robust system.
That's the hope.
Right. Hey, here's another good news. The positivity rate down under 10% for a 7-day average. It's down to 9.4%. That's down from a month ago where it was 17.9%. It's an 8.5% decrease. That's got to make the county happy.
Yeah, we saw an incredible spike coming out of the Christmas and New Year's holidays, and it's been consistently trailing down since then. We're also seeing that same sort of effect in our hospital numbers. Discharges are outpacing admits. Only 124 people in the hospital. That's down 8 since yesterday. Mm-hmm. And there's only 25 people in ICU. Yep. Ventilator use is down. Intensive care beds are down. But of course, we've still got to be vigilant. I don't mean go out and throw a Super Bowl party with 300 people. Right. We've got the Super Bowl coming up. We've got we're moving past the big holidays, but we've still got to be vigilant about keeping in mind avoiding close contact, closed spaces, and making sure to wear face coverings when we can't maintain social distancing. And the number one thing, make sure to be washing your hands.
Wash your hands. Don't touch your mouth and eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's basic hygiene goes a long way.
Not rocket science. We don't have to have NASA rocket scientists to tell us how to combat the effects of this virus. It's called cleanliness.
And that's the thing. We've got this wonderful vaccine operation. We had U.S. Representative Kat Kamek here last week, and she had the opportunity to tour the facility and was just blown away. She described it as a gold standard and model that should 100%. Be implemented throughout the entire country. But as we see these vaccines being rolled out, we see seniors getting vaccinated, those most vulnerable. That's not the time that we need to be letting our guard down, because we're not, we're close, but we're not there yet. And we saw that over Christmas and New Year's. We're seeing the cases come down, but we've still got to be vigilant.
Also in the news today, there are 2 Democratic lawmakers in Tallahassee who have proposed legislation to kill the MCORS program, which would put a shutdown to the 150-mile Suncoast Connector that would go from where it's at in Citrus County up through somewhere in Marion County is where they want to run it through all the way to Jefferson County. That's good news for a county commission that has categorically said no to any kind of roadway coming through horse country.
Correct. The county commission has unilaterally opposed any IMCOR's Northern Turnpike running through any part of Marion County. We've remained open to making sure that if a project goes forward, that we have some sort of connection to it and it doesn't just blow us by. But it's certainly if that development were to be mothballed, that would be good news for the county commission.
It is Senate Bill 1030, presented by Tina Polsky of Fort Lauderdale, and in the House, Representative Ben Diamond of St. Petersburg is proposing a bill almost identical. So that's some good news for our people.
Mm-hmm. I do have some other good news, kind of feel-good stories out of our Marion County fire. I don't know if you had the opportunity to see this story earlier this week. Our Marion County firefighters had the opportunity to go out. There was a calf at a ranch in southeast Ocala. They responded to a call at about 6:30 at this ranch. There was a guy mowing fields at this ranch that had found a calf that had fallen in this deep hole, natural well. It's about a 25-foot deep hole, and the calf was about half submerged in water. Fire rescue personnel came out. They brought rescue equipment, kind of rappelling equipment, set up this bipod, and managed to lower a rescuer anchored down into the hole 25 feet down, secured the calf in a like a webbing net, hoisted him back up, and the calf is expected to make a full recovery. He's been reunited with his mother, and Animal Services came out on scene.
Can we just say, though, Marion County Fire Rescue, they're great, great people at the job to do. But don't you think that was really just fun for them?
Absolutely. You get to break out the rappelling gear and the bipod.
And you're saving an animal. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was an urgency and an emergency, but there wasn't a human life at stake. Right. But you were able to help an animal out. You were able to help a farmer out who's at some of his property. But you also got to do something really cool by rappelling down into a natural hole.
The calf's life is definitely at stake. There's a sense of urgency. You're rescuing the calf, but that is a sweet day on the job.
That is still a cool day. Hey, what'd you do today? I rappelled down in a hole and rescued
pulled a calf out of it. Yeah. There was also last week there was a very scary call that fire rescue responded to in Bellevue. Actually, there was
the car part, the auto parts.
Top Tech mechanic
Top Tech auto
shop.
Mechanic.
The entire mechanic shop went up, and within about 5 or 10 minutes of the first units on scene, the entire place was engulfed.
Second alarm had to be called.
Mm-hmm, there was a second alarm because the entire structure was engulfed, but within 45 minutes, they managed to contain it to just the structure. But the other thing was there was a worker trapped inside that they were able to rescue and get that worker to a trauma hospital. I'm not 100% sure on that worker's condition, but they were.
I haven't heard an
rescued
update on it, but yeah. Here's what is amazing about not only our fire rescue first responders, but our police as well. In Marion County, Ocala, anywhere there's police or fire, when we're running away, they're running towards it.
You always look for the helpers. They are always running into the fray and helping.
We got a caller on the line. Hi, caller. You're on with Alex.
Yeah, I was trying to get a hold of the cardiology office.
Nope, this is a radio station you called.
Radio station.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks for the call. So he's trying to get rid of
You're the heart of Marion County.
I guess I'm the heart of Marion County. Cardiologist. So that's a first for me. Trying to get in touch with a cardiologist office.
You keep eating your weight in fried pickles.
Well, I may need a cardiologist office. So any more news for us countywide?
Yeah, I do want to plug myself real quick, if you don't mind, because I had the opportunity
plug for Alex
right before I came here, I had the opportunity to talk with our county administrator, Munir Briones, on our new podcast initiative.
I see him coming out of church every Sunday.
Marion County has launched a podcast called Marion Minute, where we have about 30-minute interviews with county officials, elected officials, county employees, and we talk about themselves, what the public might not necessarily understand about their roles and their departments, and we also talk about what's on the horizon for Marion County, potential challenges, what people are excited about, and it's been really great so far. We've had 4 episodes published with 4 of the county commissioners, and Munir Briones' episode will be coming out on Wednesday. Episodes released Wednesday at
Now,
noon.
do you host these podcasts?
I host the podcasts. They're about half hour apiece, and I'm really pleased with them.
When are you going to have the most powerful person in the county administrative offices and all?
Nadja Griffiths.
When are you going to have her on?
as soon as I can.
Believe me,
she's on the list.
Mr. Munir, very important as county administrator. The 5 county commissioners, Mr. Gold, Mr. Curry, Mr. Zalek, Miss Stone, and
Miss Bryant.
Miss Bryant. I don't know why I'm
the one who's supposed to be here.
I don't know. I'm blanking on Kathy. They're very important to the running of this county. Mm-hmm. None more important. Well, the 2 most important people in the county, one is Nadja, and the other one, and she'll tell you she's very important, is Kelly.
Nadja pulls all the strings.
Nadja pulls. She's in charge of the book. Mm-hmm. And as long as she's in charge of the calendar. She keeps the calendar. Although, don't tell Kelly this. I'm more important than Kelly is. But don't tell her that. Don't tell her that. As a matter of fact, I'll probably hear about that real soon on my phone. So, coming into the coming up to Valentine's Day, which isn't a real big holiday, the next big holiday is probably going to be St. Patrick's Day, which is the bell tone for this pandemic. Because if you remember, St. Patrick's Day last year was when the governor at 5 p.m. shut it down.
Mm-hmm. That'll be a year.
St. Patrick's Day will be 1 year. Because the governor, I remember we had big plans for St. Patrick's Day, and at 5 p.m., I know exactly where I was. I was on the golf course, and my phone, somebody come in and goes, well, I guess we can't go to where we usually go for St. Patrick's Day. It's closed. I go, what do you mean it's closed? The governor just closed everything. St. Patrick's Day 2020. So I think that's the next big day, the next big grouping of where a lot of people get together for a party. Mm-hmm. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and I can't, of course, I'm not going to try to predict the future, but even at the rate that we're administering vaccines, and even if the rate that we're administering vaccines significantly increases, I don't think CDC guidelines are much going to change.
Still won't be 80%. No.
I don't think guidance on close contact and large crowds like that are going to change.
It'll still be the same St. Patrick's Day. Alex, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'll see you or somebody in a couple weeks.
I hope it's me. This is always fun.
Thanks for all my listeners that tuned in today. Thanks for all the callers that called in today. And thanks to all my guests. Without you, this program would not be possible. I'm Tom Schmitz. I'll see you tomorrow right here on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pride.
President Biden asked Major League Baseball to postpone their season. USA Radio News' Dan Araki reports.
The Biden administration reportedly asked Major League Baseball to delay opening day after the league itself publicly proposed the idea. According to reporting from The Athletic, the administration approached the league with the idea of using a month-long delay to get players vaccinated against COVID-19. Officials were reportedly confident that with the anticipated emergency use approval of a Johnson & Johnson vaccine, they'd be able to get all players vaccinated. The MLB Players Association is set to meet with administration officials as well, but have already rejected the idea of delaying the season, leaving spring training to begin in 2 weeks. From the USA Radio News Ohio Bureau, I'm Dan Naraki.
John Travolta is reliving his Grease glory days with his daughter Ella in their Super Bowl ad for Scott's Miracle-Gro. 66-year-old John Travolta struggling with an iPhone tripod while his 20-year-old daughter Ella helps out. The father and daughter duo then segue into a Grease-inspired dance routine. USA Radio News.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way. You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor today. You may be able to save on Linzess and make fewer trips to the pharmacy. See if you're eligible to pay as little as $30 for 90 days. Visit linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
President Biden's first test for China is here.
Recent confrontational action by China toward regional rivals Taiwan and India are examples of the communist regime in Beijing challenging new American President Joe Biden. That's according to China expert Gordon Chang. Chang, author of the book The Coming Collapse of China, also tells Fox News.
Well, Biden right now, the Chinese are testing him, but they don't really have to lift a finger to do this because he's giving them everything that he wants. We have seen this, for instance, with joining the Paris Accord, rejoining the World Health Organization, his January 26 memorandum on xenophobic attacks, which he blamed President Trump for xenophobia in the United States. The list goes on, and we've really got to be concerned because China is looking right now and thinking it's going to get everything.
From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Berg.
Thanks for listening. We are USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines. 800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
The CDC has advice for teachers getting back into the classroom. USA Radio News' Tim Berg reports.
Teachers do not need to get vaccinated against COVID-19 before schools can reopen safely. That's according to the head of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Rachel Walensky. The CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices did put teachers in the frontline essential workers category, which means they will be right after healthcare workers and long-term care facility residents. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg has some advice for President Biden regarding school children.
It's time for Joe Biden to stand up and say the kids are the most important things, important players here, and the teachers just are going to have to suck it up and stand up and provide an education. Otherwise, these kids have no chance whatsoever, Stephanie. It is a disaster what's happening to them.
That audio courtesy of MSNBC. From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Berg.
In 2019, approximately 56.6 million students attended elementary and secondary schools in the United States. The U.S. is currently home to 16,800 school districts, Texas being the number one with 1,200. The NFL Super Bowl is Sunday from Tampa Bay. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 6:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS. For USA Radio News, I'm Lance Pry.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
When asked, 1 out of 1 morning host on WOCA, that's me, says Formaggio's Pizza and Italian Restaurant is the best pizza and Italian in Ocala. Formaggio's is located at 1053 Northeast 14th Street. They're open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday with lunch specials that change daily. They also are open for dinner on Saturdays. Dine in or carry out. Call 352-509-3661 so you can experience the deliciousness of Formaggio's Pizza and Italian Restaurant. Now I'm hungry.
WOCA. This is your source for breaking news and what to make of it all. This is the Mike Gallagher Show.
It used to be a time where the left was all about freedom of speech. Now they want to rein that in.
Today, free speech is openly mocked as some kind of right-wing fetish.
This is a deliberate war against everybody whose views would be considered traditionally American. These people operate in a different universe.
Now, from the ReliefFactor.com studios, here's Mike Gallagher.
I walk into the studio today and I see a text message waiting for me on the MyPillow text line. Mike, thanks for your work. Everybody is nuts. There are no words. That's the whole day. The whole takeaway is everybody has lost their marbles. It does feel that way sometimes, doesn't it? 2 big headlines that I think worth focusing on today. It took the Daily Mail to ask this question: why are coronavirus cases falling in the U.S. with a 45% drop since the latest peak on January 11th? You do know the data. Trust the data. Believe the science. The numbers are going down. Doesn't mean we ought to drop our guard or doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. But the numbers are trending in the right direction, which is what we've been praying for all along. Dear Lord, please, please let this thing end. Daily cases have dropped 45% since the latest peak on January 11th. Hospitalizations have dropped 26% since they peaked most recently on January 12th. 44 states are seeing a decline in cases, Johns Hopkins data reveals. But there's new mutations. UK, South Africa, Brazil. Is it ever going to end? You get the sense that there are people who don't want it to. And there's another headline I saw over at Politico that caught my eye. No, conservatives shouldn't quit on the GOP. There was a lot of party drama last night involving the freshman congresswoman from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Liz Cheney, the congresswoman from Wyoming. It appears the Republicans have stood by both of them. They're not stripping Marjorie Taylor Greene of being on any committees, and they're not stripping Liz Cheney of her leadership. Rich Lowry writes a pretty compelling piece, and he's not a Trump fan at all. But understand, the fortunes of our political parties, he writes, ebb and flow, and their iterations change over time, but they are robust, deeply embedded institutions of our public life that endure even after electoral disasters and self-sabotaging wrong turns. I mean, there are declarations now that the Republican Party is doomed. A former chair of the Washington State GOP wrote in an op-ed in the Seattle Times, "Let's form a new Republican Party." There's a CNN headline, "Should Republicans disband the GOP?" The former Republican Representative Mickey Edwards wrote an article after January 6th saying he's quitting the party because it has become the opposite of what it was. Rich Lowry observes, this all seems a mite premature about a party that represents, roughly half the country, and is on the cusp of a majority in the House, tied 50-50 in the Senate, and in control of the governorships in